Can we get a sailboat, chasing down the sunset as we float round and round the globe?
This is Margarida, the normal one in a not quite normal marriage.
And this is Peter. He's a little bit different, which keeps me on my toes. Together we are on an adventure that didn't work out as planned, but we are fighting back, so come join us.
We say goodbye to our good friends of Cayo Campos and we're heading to a place called Cayo Rosario. We are going out the way we have come in because the bay to the north gets very shallow in spots. We are also going to travel within the fringing reef here to keep the seasickness down. This last straight run of 12 miles will be the shallowest, with water about 1 foot beneath the keel. We have to keep a careful lookout. Just looking at the anchorage, it is not as protected as our previous one, but it has some fringing reef that protects this place moderately from southeasterly winds. But it isn't going to be good when a cold front, a northerly, comes through with the huge fetch of the bay to the north, so we'll have to keep an eye on the weather. But it is good for east-northeast and northeast winds, which are the predominant winds in southern Cuba at this time. Now, because of the southerly onshore winds, the water is stirred up and I cannot see into it at all. Yes, I have tracks from before and I have my friend's tracks that will lead me to Cayo Rosario, but if it doesn't clean up by the time we get to the straight stretch, the shallowest part, then we'll have to find a lee and anchor and wait for cleaner conditions. It is like milk here. Watercolour didn't improve and the depth went from 6 feet under the keel to 3 feet, and I was just about to turn back when the water suddenly cleared. So let's push on. Margarida was on the bow keeping an eye out for rocks, and I was just explaining about any possible coral ahead and the different colours to look out for.
Yeah, it should really stand out like dog's balls, really. Did you feel hitting something?
Alright, we hit something there. We're going anywhere between 1 and 3 feet. It's pretty shallow. It looks very much like sand and grass and just shoaly broken coral.
Okay.
When you look from here, the color is all the same. It looks like grass.
I don't think it was anything substantial. We certainly slowed down. But I better jump in and have a look after. Alright, we've got a whole bunch of tracks from our friends and we're right on the track, but that doesn't mean anything. You're a couple of metres off and you'll hit something and it'll still seem like you're on the track. So, well, we can only just try. We're at the right time of day. We've got the sun behind us. We still got there's a stretch of about, I think, 17 miles, or is it a bit less, where it's all shallow. Actually, I think it's less. I think it's 12 miles. 12 miles where it's all shallow, so he's hoping. Bit of a problem coming in here is because we had these the southerlies for the last few days, it stirs all of the water inside, and so literally this is 2 meters deep and I cannot see the bottom. So I'm a little hesitant getting a bit, more tucked in with a bit more protection. So we'll have to suss that out another day. So that's just the way it is. I mean, I can't believe I can't see 2 meters deep. Literally, that's ridiculous. I mean, before it was clear when we were coming over all the dangerous shallow bits, which was very, very good because we needed that, even though we did hit something.
Well, what can you do? We tried. All right. Let's wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow's another day full of adventure on this blog. You know the drill.
What a nice morning to wake up to dolphins frolicking around the boat. A bit earlier on, when I didn't have the camera, they were doing the other F word, but by the time I got the damn camera, they had finished. Didn't last very long. I wonder if female dolphins complain. This is just one of a vast amount of quality topics that is raised by sailing into freedom. Nothing but quality. Let's check out the damage. It looks like we rolled over a rock of dead coral. Probably a small brain coral. It was probably less than 1 foot high and certainly not a substantial rock. It's superficial, so really no damage at all, just paint scraped off.
I'm in the channel. This is the first spear. We didn't eat any fish yesterday. I was not feeling too well. I think I've got some bug from mosquito bites because we got hammered the night before. But we need some food because, as you know, we don't have any on board. I'm feeling like either a dog snapper. There are very few dog snappers here, but we might go for a cubera today or a mutton snapper. Hopefully cubera. We should go for cubera because we've had a few muttons. All right, let's get to it.
This is inside the channel and inside the lagoon. I was hoping to see a cubera amongst these fish, but only this large barracuda showed up. I wouldn't say they worry me, but when I see a group of 6 large ones that are shadowing me, I start thinking that I better make a kill shot with the next fish because I don't want to lose my hand whilst grabbing it. There's a nice little grouper. And there's that barracuda again. He will follow me all day, I reckon. All too easy, including this porgy, which is a type of little snapper, so I decided to go outside the reef. I am looking for an interesting spot. Basically, I hoon along and dunk my head occasionally, and here I see 2 dog snappers, which I am happy about because they are my favourite, and I have seen very few of them here in Cuba. I ducked back behind the reef and anchored there, now to get amongst the breaking waves and look for some dog snappers. This is the place I want to be.
Snapper, my favourite, the cow of the sea. It's a bit meatier than the other ones, a bit chewier. That's what I like about it. But don't ask me how. I just knew just beyond the breakers there was going to be one. I'd have one shot because usually after they have a look at you, they nick off. So I was very lucky. Now it's a bit big, but that's okay. I've got a cunning plan. A lot of our oranges have gone off, so we need some fresh supplies. And there's a couple of boats around, so I'm hoping to trade 2/3 of this fish for some garlic and some lemons and especially some oranges because we've lost half of them. I mean, come on, they're Florida oranges. You can do better than that. Anyway, let's go see if we can trade.
We heard there were more monkeys on Cayo Campos with another caretaker group, so since it was only a couple of miles away, we went to visit. But my plan to do a trade with the other boats had a small flaw. How do you like my filleting knife, people? Nothing but quality. All the boats took off that I was going to do a trade. So they're just charter people, I think. So we're going to give half of this fish, more than half this fish, to the caretakers on Cayo Campos. But I do need oranges and garlic, so we're going to have to do something about that. After talking to the caretakers, they're not as fortunate as the guys at Cayo Campos. They have no water well. Well, this is their water well and it's very salty, so there's not much of a well, except for the turtles that live in it and, you know, in it too. Their stint here is arbitrary, from 1 to 2 months, with very little warning on when the pickup will be. But they have to put up with it. I guess in a communist country, if you complain, you just get shot. So better just stay an extra month on the island and just shut up, I reckon. This friendly young guy, Jano, volunteered to show us around.
Bing.
But because
Bing,
the water
Bing.
is really low, probably the crocodile have missed.
Pero parece que
So when there's more water, they call the crocodile.
mira, esa,
When they come people.
esta es la marca, ¿viste?
Ah, see,
La
there's the
marca
slither mark
del
there.
cocodrilo.
All right,
that
yeah,
he
I
went
can see
away.
it.
Yeah.
La marca.
So what
So
is it?
they used to call him, and the crocodile recognized the voice and comes because he knows he will be getting some fish.
Ven, toma, 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 ven.
But probably there's the water's too low, so he went to
Ahí,
pick another place.
Tortuga en el charco, en el agua, tortuga también.
¿Pero pequeñas o las
No,
que se come?
que se come,
Las que se
grandes,
comen.
grandes.
Do they eat the tortuga?
Sí,
Yeah.
ahí, grandes. Ven, ven, ven.
His name's Ben.
No, parece.
Bien means
Oh, come.
come.
Vamos.
I'm great at Spanish. These rocks are super sharp, unbelievably sharp. They go right through shoes. It's amazing. I think this is fossilized coral. The 100-metre dash on this island is about 3 hours and 45 minutes. No Olympic medals are won here. I really have no idea what they are talking about, but I like their Tai Chi movements. Basically, this island is more lagoon than island, all very shallow, a perfect hideaway for crocodiles.
Ven.
Is it domesticated until they eat him or what?
No, this one says here they don't eat it.
Ven.
These guys better keep this little Hutillo secret, because the other guys at Cayo Campos will come a knocking.
Ven.
I'll go away so
Ven.
it comes.
Ven. Ven.
Don't run away. It's gonna go for the coconut. They're kind of cute, aren't
Yeah, they're very cute.
¿Tiene nombre?
Sí, Pancho.
Pancho. Ahora ya una rata que no es una rata.
The world's smallest harbour, people.
Ah, también dan la comida especial para ellos.
Sí.
Ah, cuando van a pescar en el barco
Okay, so they eat coco, they eat cobo, which is conch, or conch. They eat hutia, which is that rat that's not a rat, and cangrejo, or whatever the fishermen sometimes get. But their outboard's broken at the moment, the piston seized, so they're not getting much fish or stuff. So they're highly appreciative of the dog snapper, so that's good.
Well, I don't know where the monkeys are. I haven't seen a single one, but apparently these are different types of monkeys and they are very shy.
I don't know if you can see that boat. There's a big one out the back. That's the barge going to Cayo Largo with all the supplies. So we need to get there that time that they're getting there, or the very next day. Otherwise they're all going to go, all the supplies. Apparently it comes from Havana. Unbelievable. It's a long way. You'd think it'd come from Cienfuegos or something.
He said, careful, she's gonna bite you.
Really?
Ven. Ven. No.
Me muerdo tu ponta el pie.
No.
Just look at the size of it. It's like you're 100 times bigger.
You seen her tooth? It's like a rat.
Ven.
Just
Ven.
Margarida is still shy about animals after the dog bite.
Ven. Ven. Ven, Pancho. Ven. Ven, Pancho.
Why don't you give it a cuddle?
you go and give it a cuddle.
I just love this little guy. He really is very cute. He would be great on rye bread with some tomato and lettuce. Yeah, that's right, a HLT. Hutia, lettuce, tomato. Hey, don't go away. Was it something I said?
Oh, look, he's coming. Yeah, he's climbing up the table.
Looks like my HLT was going to be an accident. I'm just kidding, people, so don't start writing in nasty comments. I would never eat this little guy on a sandwich. A casserole would be much better.
Ahora vamos para adelante, guardarla. Vamos, niño. Vamos para adelante.
Now he's trying to get him back in the cage. Good luck with that. It was time to get back to the boat. The supplies barge passed right by us.
There goes our fruit and veggies. Well, if there's fruit and veggies there. All the supplies going to Cayo Largo are getting towed by that tug. So it's pretty primitive. They go all the way from Havana. Well, across the land, and then they go to a port north of Juventud, and then they come all the way around and wind all the way through the Cayos to get to Cayo Largo. I thought they were anchored. I was going to go and ask them if I could buy some pineapples.
Now we are here, and there was no beach close by, but while spearfishing I noticed a gap in the reef east of us and a nice little anchorage in there with its own private beach, so the next day I wanted to anchor there. This anchorage is going to be rolly since the winds are southeast, but they're supposed to go east-northeast later on and for the next few days, so this anchorage shouldn't have too much swell and it shouldn't be too bad. Well, most jollies wouldn't like it, but it's the price you pay for the perfect location.
we've got a bank here and some reef. And then on the other side, we got some more reef. But there's a little channel. It's like a protected little lagoon. And then we've got our own private beach. Bloody good?
I think it's a bit early for the princess.
Well, we're here.
As you can see, the swell wrapping around made it a little rolly. This place has it all. It has dirty water here, which is different type of spearfishing. Dirty water is good, especially at the boundary where the dirty water mixes with the clean. But sometimes it is bad when there are sharks that want a free meal and they know what you're doing, and you don't quite know where they are. But this also has clear water and a drop-off. I reckon this island has a few crocodiles, so if we're lucky we may get to see them. Literally, this beach is more than 4 miles long and the reef out front is awesome and teeming with fish. I love this place already. I could have stayed here a month. Join us next week for the next thrilling instalment of Sailing into Freedom, when Margarida drops a bombshell. She wants to leave now.